When does it happen, kid?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 darkest moments in rom-coms.
The cutest guy asked me to the senior prom, but it turned out he invited me as a cruel joke, and I have never fully recovered.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the saddest moments in otherwise happy romantic comedies. If you haven't seen these movies, a spoiler alert is in effect. Did we miss a particularly messed up rom-com moment? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Karen finds out. Love Actually. Most of the characters in this movie get happy endings, but unfortunately, Karen's story doesn't have the same Yuletide magic.
I'm so in the wrong. A classic fool.
Yes, but you've also made a fool out of me. You've made the life I lead foolish too.
Karen finds a necklace her husband Harry has hidden, which she naturally assumes is a Christmas present intended for her. But on Christmas Eve, she gets another gift altogether, and she realizes that the necklace is actually for someone else, Harry's secretary. The scene is heartbreaking as Karen goes from elation to subdued devastation.
Goodness. That's great.
My brilliant wife.
Ah, yes. Actually, do you mind if I just absent myself for a second? All that ice cream.
She cries alone in her room and then pulls herself back together for the kids. Karen deserved better.
And they shake their heads and they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost.
Number 9. Axe fight. So I married an axe murderer.
You gotta help me! I've married a wonderful person who I love and adore.
This movie plays with heavy and lighthearted subject matter throughout, but when it reaches the climactic axe fight towards the end, things get real dark. It essentially goes from a quirky rom-com to a straight-up horror film. As Charlie's fears about a serial killer are proven justified, even if it's not whom he expected.
You took her away from me, Charlie! Like all the rest! I have had it! I'm going to die.
Our hero runs away from the madwoman while his friend tries desperately to save him, resulting in a dramatic rooftop showdown. It might seem like a sharp turn, but thankfully the movie manages to temper the more disturbing elements with its macabre sense of humor.
Rose, jailbird, happy in her cage, no longer full of rage, she roosts.
Number 8. Steve reveals he cheated. Sex and the City.
What's the matter?
I had sex with someone else.
This isn't the only shocking development of the first movie, but it definitely hits hard. Steve was always such a kind human being, and he really was good for Miranda. So when he reveals that he cheated on her, it isn't just shocking, it's absolutely crushing.
It didn't mean anything. It just happened once. And it's been killing me.
It's killing you.
Due to her work schedule, Miranda and Steve had stopped having sex, but he never even tried to talk to her about it. At least, not that we saw. He just went on and found someone else. For fans of the show, this was a completely out-of-character moment for Steve.
Miranda, it's still me.
Is it?
Number 7. Erin's Dark Thoughts. What Women Want. Nick thought it was all fun and games being able to hear what women in his life were thinking, but things take an unexpectedly dark turn when he learns what's truly going on in the mind of Erin, an overlooked co-worker.
I predict no one will even know I'm gone until the files start to build. Could be days. And then someone will finally ask, where's the geek in the glasses who carries all the files?
Though any feeling person would be able to tell she's in distress, it takes Nick's power for him to realize just how close to the edge she is. Thankfully, Nick stops taking advantage of his newfound gift and uses it to do something good, rectifying his past mistreatment of her.
Didn't you try and meet with me a while back?
Yeah, I tried, but you were unavailable and then out of town and...
Well, now I'm available, and As you can plainly see, I'm in town, so I'm here to take that meeting, if you're available.
We never figured anything too dark would actually happen, but the suggestion of it is definitely jarring.
Aaron, the truth is, I'm glad I got here before you did anything to hurt yourself.
Number 6, Ben's affair. He's just not that into you.
Why can't we be friends? I mean, am I not allowed to have friends anymore? I mean, am I not allowed to be friends with people that are hot? I mean, what?
Ben is just the worst. He lies to his wife Janine, he smokes behind her back, he constantly talks about how much he hates his marriage, and he cheats on her for no reason. And when she tries to make things better between them, he hides his girlfriend Anna in the closet whilst they reconcile.
Make me sick to my stomach.
Choice. What
You're
was
a
I supposed to
disgusting
do?
excuse for a man.
Anyway, you know what? You're the one I
Don't touch me! You will never touch me again.
It's pretty clear that in all these situations, he's only really thinking about himself and not what he's putting everyone else through. In summation, he deserved to be dumped by both of them when they each came to their senses.
Freeing yourself up for something better in the future. Maybe the happy ending is just moving on.
Number 5, losing the baby. What to expect when you're expecting. Most of the baby-centric storylines in this movie are humorous, but they can only be so different from one another before one takes a not so joyous turn.
Marco, wake up.
Huh?
I'm bleeding.
When Rosie has a one-night stand with her high school crush, Marco, she ends up getting pregnant. At first, neither of them wants this, but they ultimately make the most out of the unexpected situation.
I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where else would I be?
Just as they seem to be becoming a truly happy little family, however, Rosie has a miscarriage. We don't actually hear the words in the scene, but it is somehow worse only seeing Rosie's reaction in the hospital. Number 4, alternate timeline. Sliding doors. This movie is more than just your average rom-com to begin with. It shows 2 alternate timelines for the main character Helen.
I am working all hours to support you while you are supposedly writing your first novel. How long? Huh? Do you love her? No, don't tell me, I'm not interested.
In one, things go pretty terribly, but all of those moments seem to be stepping stones towards true happiness. In the other, Helen misses all of those moments, and though things seem to be going well, it ends in tragedy.
Permission to engage the enemy, sir.
Helen and James profess their love for each other when Helen turns around and is hit by a van. The moment is so sudden and unexpected that it hits you like a van. Watching Helen die with James by her side when they were just getting started is heart-rending. Number 3, Fred's death. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Holly is a pretty happy-go-lucky kind of character. Her name is Holly Golightly, for crying out loud. She concerns herself with the excesses of life and dreams of marrying a rich man and taking care of her brother Fred upon his return from war.
He's in the army now. It's really the best place for him until I can get enough money saved.
And then?
And then Fred and I went to Mexico once. It's a wonderful place for raising horses.
Suffice it to say, Holly generally has a chipper disposition, but things change when Holly suddenly learns Fred died.
Holly!
No!
Holly!
Oh!
Holly!
Fred! Oh!
Holly!
When Holly finds out, she breaks down and destroys her apartment out of anger and desperation. Seeing her go from such high highs to such low lows is enough to wrench your heart right out of your chest.
What can one do? Try to help her. I tried, it didn't do much good.
Number 2. Billy Prince's Prank. Never been kissed. Copy editor Josie Geller gets a second chance at a proper high school experience when she goes undercover as a student to write an exposé. Though she can't seem to escape her old identity as one of the unpopular kids, things do seem to go a bit better this time around.
Guy is totally crunching on you. Do I want to be crunched? By Guy?
Oh, yeah.
However, she still feels the sting of her worst adolescent experiences. A flashback shows her being humiliated in front of her crush, only for him to ask her to the prom.
Why? I don't know. The poem. I knew he'd like the poem.
Her jubilation is so endearing, but it all comes crashing down when he shows up with his real date and throws eggs at her.
Hey, write a poem about this, geek!
That kind of thing sticks with a person forever.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Vivian's Assault. Pretty Woman. This movie tells the playful story of a businessman, Edward, hiring a sex worker, Vivian, to pose as his girlfriend to help him land a major deal. Along the way, Vivian gets to see what it's like to be a proper lady.
Did you enjoy the opera, dear? Oh, it was so good I almost peed my pants. What?
She said she liked it better than Pirates of Penzance.
However, while Edward sees past just her profession, his lawyer, Philip, does not.
You are not a little woman. You're a hooker. Maybe you're a very good hooker, you know. I mean, maybe if I do you, then I wouldn't care about losing millions of dollars.
While alone with Vivian, an angry Philip tries to force himself on her, believing she's available to whoever asks. Fortunately, Edward intervenes, but the bluntness of this scene is stark in its real-life horror.
Edward, there'll always be some guy, even some friend of yours, thinking he can treat me like Stucky, thinking that it's allowed. What are you gonna do? You gonna beat up everybody?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.